Hello, I'm Angie Gutierrez, Family and Community Health Agent, Bexar County. Welcome to our program on handling delivered to go meals and curbside delivery groceries safely. With many of us relying on these services, it's a good idea to learn about some food safety tips that can help keep us safe from foodborne illnesses. Today we will talk about ordering, transporting, and holding food and the storage of foods that we buy. During stressful times and the need to shelter in place like we are today, the ability to order takeout food or have meal delivered is vital for our health and well-being. Here's the question for you. How often do you order meals for pickup or delivery? And what type of foods do you purchase more often? With many of us minimizing our exposure to others and practicing social distancing, the use of curbside pickup for groceries is also on the rise. We're also seeing schools deliver and distribute meals to children and local organizations working to distribute food and other supplies to those who are in need. For example, food bank, churches, food pantries, and local organizations and private businesses. Regardless of where and how you get your meals and groceries, it is critical that we practice safe food handling and storage practices. Let's talk about how we can keep our food safe from contamination and foodborne illnesses. It will also maximize our food storage and help cut down on food that spoils or goes to waste. Let's talk about curbside grocery delivery. Buy sensible quantities so you can use the food you have while it is at peak quality. Try to schedule the time to pick up your groceries so it is your last stop on your way home. This allows for the shortest time the groceries have to be in your vehicle. For the current COVID pandemic, when you get your groceries delivered to your vehicle, have them placed inside the trunk or the bed of the pickup truck if one needs to maintain social distancing. During times when social distancing is not needed, place the groceries in the back of the car, avoid the trunk of a car or the bed of a pickup truck if at all possible, especially on days when the outside temperature is really warm. Also, if the trip from the store to your home takes longer than 30 minutes, bring a cooler or an insulated bag to keep cold foods cold. This can help maintain quality and prevent the growth of bacteria that can cause spoilage or foodborne illness. Once you're home, get cold, frozen, and other perishable foods stored right away to maintain quality and prevent spoilage. Now let's talk about the meals that we pick up at restaurants or have delivered to our home. Most of these meals are meant to be eaten right away. If needed, they can be kept warm or stored for later consumption, but you have to do it safely. Any perishable groceries that we have delivered to your home also need to be handled safely to maintain quality and prevent spoilage. For foods ordered for takeout or delivery, try to time the pickup or delivery so you can eat your meals at its peak quality and safety. If you can't eat the food right away and need to hold it for a period of time, remember this simple rule. Keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. Hot foods should be kept at 140 degrees or warmer. This can be accompanied by placing the food in an oven that is preheated to 200 degrees. This is assuming that the food is already hot and does not need to be cooked. You can also keep hot foods hot by placing it in a preheated slow cooker. It is important to keep foods above 140 or below 40 degrees because bacteria grows faster between 40 and 140 degrees. If takeout or delivery foods are left out at room temperature, they should be thrown out after 2 hours. 1 hour if outside temperature is 90 degrees or warmer to be safe. Many restaurants offer large portions that can easily feed more than one person. Sometimes the portions are so large that you can get more than one meal out of it. So what is the best way to handle leftovers? Like I mentioned before, if food has been left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours, that food needs to be thrown out or you might risk catching a foodborne illness. Exceptions to the rule are crackers, cookies, baked goods, or whole fruits. Those foods may go bad, but they generally don't cause people to get sick. If you have large cuts of meat like a roast or ham or whole chicken, cut into smaller pieces. These foods and any soups, stews, or other prepared hot foods into shallow containers so cooling takes place faster. Freeze or refrigerate immediately. Sometimes our leftovers go into the refrigerator or freezer, but they don't come out at least for a while. Most leftovers should be eaten within a few days as shown here. Many of these foods can also be frozen, but the amount of time varies. Foods stored in the freezer longer than recommended are still safe to eat, but the quality is often reduced. If you want to know how long you can keep your favorite foods prepared by you or someone else, there are 2 free apps that you can download to your smartphone. One is called Is My Food Safe, which was developed by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics. The other one is Food Keeper, which is developed by the USDA. Either one of these apps can help you maximize the life of your food without compromising safety. Other tips to keep food safe include washing your hands before handling your food no matter who prepared it. So remember the 20-second rule. Never thaw frozen meats or other prepared food at room temperature. Thaw it in the refrigerator or put it in the oven to thaw and reheat. If you use the oven, set the temperature at a minimum of 325 degrees. We want to keep foods out of that 40 to 140 degree temperature range as much as possible to limit the growth of bacteria. Also, reheat foods that have meat or poultry to an internal temperature of at least 165 degrees. Make sure to use a food thermometer to check that temperature. If you're reheating soups, stews, or gravies, make sure to bring them to a boil before serving. Never use the slow cooker to reheat cold or frozen foods. This is because the food would stay in that 40 to 140 degree danger zone way too long. It can't get hot fast enough and it can increase your risk of foodborne illness. Finally, some people like to use the microwave to reheat refrigerated or frozen food, and that's okay, but be sure to follow the manufacturer's instructions when doing so. We have discussed a lot today about food safety as it relates to the food that we purchase for takeout, delivery to our home, or curbside delivery. So let's review some of the high points. Buy only what you need so you can enjoy your food at peak quality and limit food waste. Transport your food safely and not in the trunk or the bed of a pickup. Use a cooler or insulated bag for cold foods if the trip home is more than 30 minutes. Make sure to wash your hands before handling any food. Either eat takeout or delivery meals right away or hold them safely. Remember, keep hot foods hot and cold foods cold. Store leftover properly. If they are left out at room temperature for more than 2 hours or 1 hour if the outside temperature is 90 degrees or above, throw it out. If you have a smartphone, use the apps we featured to help you get the longest life out of your food. Reheat meat or poultry to at least 165 degrees. Soups, sauce, and gravy should be brought to a boil before serving. And finally, during these unsettling times, try to take a moment and enjoy your food. This concludes our presentation for today. If you have any questions, I have provided my contact information. I've also provided our Facebook link. Take a minute to look at. It includes information on COVID-19, recipes, and upcoming classes. Thank you so much and have a great day.